The celebrities we idolize have killed people. Some got away with it, others didn't. The fame you worship might hide the darkest secrets imaginable. What happens when the rich and famous take a life? Does their status shield them from consequences, or does justice prevail regardless of star power? Today on Crime Representer, we're examining celebrities who've killed, some accidentally, others deliberately, and the shocking aftermath of their actions. Fame and fortune don't guarantee a clean slate. These cases reveal how even the most privileged among us can make life-altering mistakes or surrender to their darkest impulses. Let's dive into these stories and consider what they teach us about fame, accountability, and the justice system. Case 1. Ryan Grantham, the child star turned killer. Remember the sweet-faced kid from Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Ryan Grantham's transformation from child actor to cold-blooded killer shows how mental health struggles can spiral into violence. In March 2020, while his mother played piano in their British Columbia home, Grantham approached from behind and shot her in the head with a .22 caliber rifle. This wasn't impulsive. He'd rehearsed the murder. After filming her body with a GoPro and confessing on camera, he created a macabre scene surrounding her with candles. But the horror doesn't end there. Grantham loaded his car with weapons, ammunition, and camping gear, initially planning to assassinate Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. When that plan dissolved, he considered a mass shooting at Simon Fraser University before ultimately turning himself in to police. What makes someone with everything to lose commit such crimes? His personal diaries revealed clinical depression, self-hatred, and an obsession with violent content from the dark web. Perhaps most disturbing was his rationale. He claimed he killed his mother to spare her from witnessing the additional crimes he planned to commit. The psychological dimension here raises crucial questions. How do we identify when someone's mental health has deteriorated to dangerous levels? What role did his early fame and subsequent career struggles play in his decline? Grantham received life imprisonment with no parole for 14 years. Was justice served? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Case 2. Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller's deadly mistake. From skipping school in Ferris Bueller's Day Off to taking lives in real life, Matthew Broderick's story shows how a moment's carelessness can have permanent consequences. In August 1987, while vacationing in Northern Ireland with then-girlfriend Jennifer Grey, Broderick made a critical error. Driving on the wrong side of the road, he collided head-on with another vehicle, killing two women, 63-year-old Margaret Doherty and her 28-year-old daughter-in-law Anna Gallagher. The legal outcome is what many find most troubling. Despite facing charges of dangerous driving causing death, Broderick was ultimately convicted of the lesser charge of careless driving and fined just $175. Two lives valued at less than $200. This case highlights stark questions about justice and privilege. Would someone without Broderick's fame and resources have received the same leniency? How do we determine appropriate consequences for unintentional but deadly mistakes? Meanwhile, Broderick's career continued virtually unaffected. He went on to voice adult Simba in The Lion King and appear in numerous successful productions. Should accidental killings impact someone's career, or is separating the person from their professional work the right approach? Case 3. Sid Vicious, punk rock's tragic figure. The Sex Pistols bassist Sid Vicious embodied punk's rebellious spirit, but his story shows how substance abuse and toxic relationships can lead to tragedy. In October 1978, Vicious's girlfriend Nancy Spungen was found dead in their Chelsea hotel room with a stab wound to her abdomen. Vicious initially confessed to the murder but later retracted his statement, claiming he was asleep when she died. Their relationship was notoriously volatile, marked by violence, addiction, and codependency. Before he could stand trial, Vicious died of a heroin overdose in February 1979, leaving Nancy's death legally unresolved. This case raises important questions about the glorification of self-destructive behavior in entertainment. How do we separate artistic expression from dangerous lifestyle choices? What responsibility do we have as a society when we celebrate figures who embody harmful behaviors? The romanticization of Sid and Nancy's relationship, often called punk rock's Romeo and Juliet, obscures the very real tragedy of two young lives lost to addiction and violence. What does this tell us about our fascination with celebrity downfalls? Case 4. Caitlyn Jenner, fatal collision. In February 2015, Caitlyn Jenner was involved in a multi-car collision on California's Pacific Coast Highway that killed 69-year-old Kim Howe. While driving between 38 to 46 miles per hour, Jenner rear-ended Howe's Lexus, pushing it into oncoming traffic where it was struck by a Hummer. Although Jenner wasn't texting, speeding excessively, or under the influence, the question remains, could more attentive driving have prevented this tragedy? Prosecutors declined to file criminal charges, citing lack of gross negligence. However, Jenner faced multiple civil lawsuits, all settled out of court for undisclosed amounts, reportedly including an $800,000 settlement with one family. This raises questions about whether financial compensation can truly address the loss of life, and whether celebrities can essentially buy their way out of legal consequences. What's your opinion? Should Jenner have faced criminal charges? Or was this truly just a tragic accident without criminal liability? Case 5. Phil Lewis, redemption after tragedy. Before becoming Mr. Mosby in Disney's The Suite Life of Zack and Cody, Phil Lewis was responsible for a fatal drunk driving accident. In December 1991, at age 23, Lewis struck and killed 21-year-old Isabel Duarte, a recent immigrant working as a nanny. Lewis accepted responsibility, pleading guilty to manslaughter and DUI. Though sentenced to 5 years, he served only 1 behind bars plus 300 hours of community service, notably, educating others about the dangers of drunk driving. This case raises questions about redemption. Lewis rebuilt his life and career, becoming a beloved figure for a generation of Disney Channel viewers. Should one terrible mistake define a person forever? Or does genuine rehabilitation deserve a second chance? Many viewers of Suite Life had no idea about Lewis's past. Is this appropriate, or should public figures carry their histories more visibly? What do you think about his path to redemption? Case 6. Ted Kennedy, Chappaquiddick incident. The Kennedy family's tragic history includes not just assassinations but also Ted Kennedy's involvement in a young woman's death. In July 1969, Kennedy drove off a bridge on Chappaquiddick Island with 28-year-old Mary Jo Kopechne in the passenger seat. Kennedy escaped the submerged vehicle, but Kopechne remained trapped. Instead of immediately reporting the accident, Kennedy returned to his hotel, only notifying authorities the next morning after fishermen discovered the car. Investigators later found that an air pocket in the vehicle could have sustained Kopechne for hours, meaning prompt action might have saved her life. Kennedy pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident and received a suspended 2-month sentence, never serving a day in jail. Despite the scandal, he continued his Senate career for decades. This case illustrates how political power and family name can influence justice. Would someone without Kennedy's connections have faced more serious consequences? How do we balance a person's contributions against their failures? Case 7. Alec Baldwin, Rust shooting tragedy. Our final case examines the 2021 tragedy on the set of Rust, where actor Alec Baldwin discharged a prop gun during rehearsal, fatally shooting cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring director Joel Souza. This incident highlights the crucial importance of safety protocols. How did a live round end up in a prop gun? Who bears responsibility when multiple safety checks fail? The finger pointing between Baldwin, armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and other crew members shows the complicated nature of accountability in collaborative environments. While Baldwin's charges were ultimately dismissed, Gutierrez-Reed was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. This disparity raises questions about how we assign blame in complex situations. Should Baldwin have verified the weapon's safety himself, or was he justified in trusting the professionals responsible for on-set safety? Beyond legal considerations, this case demonstrates how preventable accidents can have devastating consequences. A momentary lapse in safety protocol cost a talented artist her life and altered countless others forever. These cases reveal that fame and fortune don't immunize anyone from tragedy or accountability. They also expose uncomfortable truths about our justice system, how wealth, status, and connections can influence outcomes. What lessons can we take from these stories? Perhaps the most important is that split-second decisions can have lifelong consequences. Whether it's checking a weapon's safety, remaining sober before driving, or staying at the scene of an accident, choices matter. What do you think? Do celebrities receive special treatment in our justice system? Should they be held to higher standards because of their influence? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this exploration valuable, help crime representer reach others by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and turning on notifications. We explore these complex cases not for sensationalism, but to understand the human condition and learn from others' tragic mistakes. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.